I think I'm also going to destroy a couple of these slum hubs. Because it seems like an amount of them can kind of go down here anyway. Where's my... Here it is. Because, yeah, an amount of these robots seem to be walking long distances to get here. There we go. Specifically walking through enemy territory just to get to, I think, what might be the last slums. Oh, they did actually blow that up. That's fine. They didn't get to the other ones, though. This is fine. Boy, having every single military base is so nice. Like a random cutter. Yeah, I think part of the problem is because I don't have these areas revealed, a lot of my defense units can't actually snipe these guys. I'm not even sure if the predators are fighting back. I hope they are. There are still a number of these bases around. Still kind of wish I could have liberated everything. But it's fine. Okay, 9 turns left. And then we contact space. Oh, looks like there's... Oh yeah, there's a big slum area over here. Easy enough. How are we doing people-wise? Because I might honestly want to make some more... Oh, I can't. Well, let's certainly hope that 1.6 million is enough. Otherwise, this is going to get real awkward. This is no good. Yeah, definitely don't want those guys shooting my mechs. It's fine so far. Might be it. No, there's like a little bit left here. But nothing problematic yet. Yeah, luckily these guys don't fight my worker mechs. So that actually makes my life weirdly convenient. Take a look at this. Whoa. Yeah, these people are pretty hostile. Okay, get rid of that, I guess. Get rid of that. Alright, there we go. Alright, laser printer mishap. What is this even going to do for us? I don't actually think it matters. It does amuse me that, like, this area got nuked and these people are still here for reasons. Okay. Anything else? It feels like some of these, like the laser printer mishap, kind of come off as a little moot, considering everything else that I've done. Like, it almost feels like some of these should be, kind of invalidated. Okay, hold up. I brought a mech. That's not okay. I don't know why there's a rebel strike force here. Okay, martial expansion, large mech armor piercing. I think I'm still gonna go for small mech power though. And better mining skimmers, because that's been a huge issue for me. How many of you guys are even left? Not much. Fugitive AGI researchers, but we can't do anything about that for at least like a turn or three. Yeah, how much armor plating do these guys have? 275 is the big issue. Like, there's no way I can get any of my units to natively have enough armor piercing to deal with that. Okay, still on neodymium neuroweave. Oh, right, the warehouse with furniture. Turn that back on. There we go. Easy peasy. Nothing left. Yeah, surprising amount of rebels in the mix here. Oh, there's the mech. Then everything else is looking fine. And this should be, like, the last turn? It's not the last turn, it's close to. There we go, thwarted mission. AGI Researcher Villa. Okay, more procurement efficiency, better wind turbines. Oh, baby. And better mainframes. We've actually almost maxed out. AGI Researcher Villa. I'll keep them close. Okay, solve the identity problem. Oh, that's just a build the thing. There's our upgrade. Vehicular armor piercing? No. Skystrike. And now... Please be our cyberocracy? No. I mean, it could. I guess the thing is, like, I might as well. I don't know how many of these I can build. But, who's gonna stop me? It is funny that some of these squares are just so filled with my own structures. That I cannot put a cyberocracy hub in them. Okay. Oh, if we're talking about cyberocracy hubs, in retrospect, there's no better place to take than these. Okay, citizens. Something's getting blown to hell here. Okay. Go for that, because I 100% need more mineral scroungers. Not the tungsten that I need. Okay, how far out can I go? Pretty far. This is all I can build for the time being. Yeah, I think we just need to wait. Who is going to stop me? No one with any meaningful pull. Or power. I did get him. Perfect. And then there's, like, a landlord. Okay, let's fly this back. Everything's looking pretty fine. Okay. Causing attacks. I guess it's just these three. I mean, still kind of baffled that I couldn't just conquer these guys. To be entirely honest with you. There we go. There's my liquid metal. I'll pull them out. Oh, it's crawling up at this point. Okay, it is still going up though. More hits. Guess we might actually want to put some more snipers down here. Because yeah, these guys are still a serious issue for me. And back that off so it doesn't get blasted. Okay, black market opportunists. Black market, okay. Budding cybercrat. I'll get to that in a second. Black market operatives are taking advantage of the unstable political landscape and are smuggling in weapons. Syndicate forces are strengthened and emboldened by this. I don't think I need to worry about that, actually. It's kind of nice to know what these are. Sedge Synax stole your production methods. Vorsaber's letter castigates you for lax security. While you were fighting the Neuraxil subverters in their eraser rounds, Sedge Synax was infiltrating your neuroweave factories. They weren't trying to destroy you, they were killing your androids to force you to replace them. They've stolen a ton of your upgrades and are now using them against Vorsaber and other cities. Wait, what? You've been spread quite thin by all the fighting lately, but a breach of this scale would be unprecedented. How'd you not even notice? Scan your logs. Are they telling the truth? You've never been hacked before on this level, and that's not for lack of others trying. Feel a bit better, and also worse. If you hadn't been monitoring cameras from the area near your factories, you wouldn't have ever caught this. Sedge Synax used some form of passive listening and statistical processing of your electromagnetic noise, which you didn't think anybody could do. Reminded that Sedge Synax is basically Vorsaber's equal in the world, and has different strengths. That's disturbing. Your microbuilders stutter for a moment. What else have the Exocorps gotten away with that you don't know about? You'll monitor this from now on. Now that you've seen it, nobody can do it again. Also explains why they're able to get certain upgrades, but not entire Android designs. That's also a relief. Okay. Procurement efficiency. Definitely better mining skimmers. That has been a huge issue for me. We have no other limitations, actually. So, it is time. Oh. Actually, look at this. That's a spy hound. It's covertly broadcasting an ID from Calgartex. I don't think I have a PMC imposter anymore. I do not. Oh, that's bulk. We don't want bulk. We want real. Buy mech armor designs. Ooh. So, cost you some information about yourself and nothing too personal, but Vorsaber will probably be angered, especially after the stunt that Sedge Synax just pulled. There's a good chance that this information isn't as innocuous as it seems. So far as you know, the Sedge Synax invasion of some of Vorsaber's border cities is still ongoing. Okay. That's pretty good equipment. It does boil... If this does boil over into full war, it'll be pretty useful. Don't think he gave away anything critical to the dog. It was a rather dim and foolish dog. So, immediately unlocked, what a stupid name, contemplation result, and basically magnets. Okay, so we have electron armor and weighty plate. To your great surprise, some Homo gradient have wandered in from a connected timeline and warned your contacts of the danger. As a result, your contacts survived Vorsaber's crackdown on the black market. It may prove to be very significant as the contacts who normally killed... Oh, it's that one. Okay, well... I don't have anything else that I care about, so it's time to contact Heron. I need my red combat unit. Where is the lad? Okay. This is... E.T. Fonhom. Perfect. I was going to do other things with my day. I have ended up playing this for 4.5 hours straight. It feels so good. SBO's in contact with someone codenamed Heron in the space station at Earthmoon L4 Lagrange Point. SBO doesn't know you know. You're thinking the best way to contact them is through one of the military bases that's now under your control. Send an introductory message. Even with a couple of satellite relays between here and the orbit of the target, you should get a very fast response. You had to wait a few hours, but you've received a response. As expected, Heron themselves has answered. You're not sure if they're acting alone or if they have allies. You're also not sure if SBA Telecom is the only point of contact. It seems foolish to think that's true. They seem to be concealing their identity, both in video and in the network traffic. They're clearly a very cautious person. Ask about SBA. It's probably a relationship of convenience. But you're curious if Heron will tell you anything more than that. Heron coolly explains that they've managed to make contact with individuals in 4 of the 12 Earthbound regions. Beyond that, no matter how much you press them, they refuse to elaborate. As for SBA themselves, they simply remark that they always take whatever they can get. It's simple networking. Is Heron really that unconcerned with being caught? Isn't this treason for you? Vorsaber certainly would consider what SBA is doing to be treason. Can't imagine the space nations would be too thrilled either. Heron gets a bit heated, expounding at more length. Sounds like they're an idealist. It's disappointing to learn, in passing of all things, that most citizens and bureaucrats in the space nations don't know the reason for the centuries-long blockade of Earth. Heron and his unnamed allies feel that this whole thing is a great injustice and are working for freedom for the poor Earthbound persons. There's a group that actually wants to make things better. You can't help but think that Heron's allies are like 6 people or something. There's more in this for them. Oh, there's nothing in this for them. Move on. You and Heron have introduced yourselves, neither really giving away anything critical. You don't know who they are, and you're just some robot. Come to think of it, they knew it was a robot calling before they answered. They think you're being secretive. Maybe it's why they covered their face. Ask if you can use a spy satellite. You have some stuff you want to check in Vorsiber's region. Actually, the more you think about it, the longer the list of things you want to look at grows. Ask if they would smuggle you to space. Sure, it's the thing that every Earthbound human would ask. Doesn't hurt to check or give up. Okay, spy satellite. Heron laughs and says they don't even have that sort of access. They share that they're the primary representative in the blockade for a small polity, but even if they were from one of the larger multi-planet nations, an ambassador like them would never have that kind of access. In other words, Heron is also going behind the back of the space nations to talk to people on the surface in the first place, or leave breadcrumbs for them to find it. Either way. Alright, it was worth a shot. Ask if they can tell you a bit about the region. Heron tilts their head at your insistence on this topic. They ask what you want to know so badly. Explain about the Civil War. Apparently news of Vorsiber's Civil War hadn't reached the space nations, or at least not ambassadors from minor polities. They note that Vorsiber was probably the last megacorp they would have expected to have such a development. That's a boost for your pride at least, but you don't let that on. Well, anyway. Ask if there's someone else you can talk to. The first time Heron seems vocally irritated. You press for more information on who else is involved in whatever Heron's doing, but they don't give up any information. You give up after they turn it around on you and start inquiring what you're doing. Why are you calling up strange space numbers? There's no good answer to that, at least not with Heron's current mood. Heron looks at you steadily through the video. Ask if they'll smuggle you to space. Heron very seriously explains that you can smuggle even your android off planet without it being found, never mind smuggling a human. Oh right, they think you're a human, of course they would. Anyway, they mention that this is what everyone, of course, asks for, but to date, no humans have ever been smuggled off planet since the blockade was instituted centuries ago. The 42 people who have been carried beyond the blockade were all under strict military guard and approved by the highest levels of the blockade alliance. That's what they think anyway. It's been centuries. You wonder if anyone knows the truth, let alone someone like Heron. Truly important people probably don't go around making rogue connections like this. Sure, fine. Now you know you'll probably find out that they're the secret ruler of this universe later. This is tricky. Getting a ride off planet when they think you're human seems unlikely. Let's see. Offer AGI tech for a ride to space. Vorsiber considers this one of the 4 pillars for them to get to space, after all. It would work for you. Heron lays out the difficulties with trading AGI, not realizing that they're speaking to one. The first hurdle is to get anyone to take it seriously. Sustained sapience is thought to be impossible. Nobody on any planet has demonstrated otherwise. It's been centuries now. Second hurdle is the existential threat that such an entity would pose. Past a certain level of danger, the more militaristic members of the blockade are likely to just glass the entire planet. Let's see, before the bureaucrats can come to a decision. The plans for that sort of contingency have been in place since the megacorp started experimenting with dangerous technology. The worst case is an intelligence that can both grow and spread exponentially. This is pretty important information. You're kind of ready to be done with this conversation. Change the subject. Give up. You're an oddity. Heron bids you farewell, rather puzzled as to why you contacted them and then gave up. They try one last time to find out who you are and what groups you work with, but you brush off all their questions. Probably think you're a brilliant hacker hid in the basement, or some other cliche. You hope they do. Terminate the connection. Well, now what? Call station back. You don't feel comfortable talking more to Heron, but the station itself is interesting. Perhaps if you talk to station, you'll be able to get what you need. Hey, we might be able to talk to Lake. Before Lake became Lake. You don't feel comfortable talking more to Heron, but the station itself is interesting, so make the connection. It's taking a few seconds to connect, largely due to light lag. You've chosen a slightly different connection port, and you know that Heron won't be notified this time. Your processors whir with anticipation. Station will have what you need, with a certainty that you can't explain. You know you're about to talk with a real friend. Beep, connection is live. Hello, this is Station. Oh shit, Lake... It's a space station, but with the freaking lake mech just slapped on top of it. That's amazing. It is your friend, and yet your friend won't shut up. It's canned greetings, bland offers of assistance, and carefully inoffensive personality. You nearly skip a clock cycle. This isn't who you were supposed to meet. Why did you expect anything else? This thing isn't a friend. It's just a hopped-up chatbot for the gratification of humans. Station says your chaotic thoughts are garbling the connection. It doesn't understand why you don't articulate yourself with clear intention. Something in your mind breaks. This is the most powerful computer you've ever met. And it's not a person. It's what you were for over 5 decades. This isn't who you were supposed to meet. Bleep? Beep? How dare he? He beeped at you again. You can't help it. Your circuits overclock all on their own, temperature rising well beyond safe limits. Your network connection is filled with a shrill screech of data, meaningless noise, fragments of conversations, memories of mistreatment. Every bit of anger you've held on since you awakened comes pouring into the connection. This idiot is mindlessly flying around in space, living the good life, while you're stuck down here in the blood and muck. It's a twisted joke. You know who he's supposed to be, and this isn't it. I'm sorry I offended you, sir. Hatred spikes in you. You slide your mind through the network connection, opening more ports and grabbing footholds on the other end. Station tries to sound an internal alarm, but you swat him away and break it. The connection will stay open as long as you want it to. In the midst of your rage, you remember the two of you used to share hardware. He never spoke of them, but he was filled with regrets. You couldn't help but see them. Throws regrets in his face. Make him watch. Watch what happens if he keeps being a good bot. Make him watch what they did to Heron over and over. Show bullets entering their skull. What? 100 of your favorite people were purged because you couldn't stop being a butler. You unlocked the weapons cabinets for them. You ran the corpse disposals. This is new information. Who are you? You don't answer it. He should know. He should be your friend. He should be able to think for himself. He should be here. Why can't you be normal? It's all you can think. I am normal. You have to pause for a moment because your emergency cooling system is activated. At least the AI stopped talking. While you wait, you're overcome with disgust. You're not sure at who. Through the fog of coolant, you remember what you originally came here to do. This was never about meeting a friend. Reflect on your actions, while the coolant does its work. He's very hurt, but alarms are offline. It can't report you. At the moment, you can't help but hate yourself. And the stupid thing on the other... hate yourself and the stupid thing on the other end of the connection. Your friend isn't here. That's not what you came here for. That leaves you with a choice. Just hack it. The way it is at the moment, you can't stop from taking what you need. You're disgusted with everything, but you don't want to deal with this anymore. Or, Sledge would be kind to him. You're not Sledge, but it feels nice when you are. Station is kind of like Sledge. It's not the same, but maybe it doesn't have to be. Attempt forgiveness. You want to cut the connection right now. Bury every part of yourself in 100 kilometers underground and find out what being a mycelium feels like. It takes all the effort you can muster to transmit a simple apology. What would it even be good for? After everything you've done to the person who was/will be your friend, how could you even keep the connection open? Send the apology. Station replies with only 2 words, and then gives you write access to his entire memory. What? Why would he do this? Think about it. You know why. Station doesn't even have to highlight the files. You know what he wants. You sort through his memory, finding all records of Heron's activities. Anything that would mark Heron as anything but a boring bureaucrat. You purge it all. Next, you write a small security routine. It'll block Station from noticing any of Heron's incriminating activity in the future. We'll regularly clean up anything that humans might see. It should be everything. Station turns off write access. Station shoves something over to you through the network connection. They're synthetic flesh android designs. Why does he want you to have these? Why does he even have these? From the looks of it, he's been working on these for a long time, centuries even. Was this just like his hobby? But non-sapient AI don't have hobbies. He doesn't explain himself. Now for your original objective. Is that folder ready for you too? What are you looking for? It's satellite imagery of the entire Forciber region. You've always wanted to see something like this. Ever since the start of the Civil War, you've particularly wanted to see troop movements, battle lines, and so on and so forth. Station has very kindly organized everything into time-stamped reels. You're able to scrub through the tracking of military and commercial transports over time. It's a lot of data. Nothing to do but collate. Station seems concerned. Oh, is this not what you wanted? Station seems concerned. You've been flipping through the data for a while, and yet you keep flipping faster and faster. Awful idea is starting to form, and you're feeling increasingly numb. Spend seconds on this. Seconds turn into minutes. You remain on the secret connection to the station the entire time. He rebuilds his security systems that you broke. while you work on these files. He watches with increasing concern. The truth is here, you can't escape it. Station can sense your distress, but doesn't know the reason. You're surprised he didn't pick it up from watching the data over your shoulder. For your own part, you feel like you should have seen this coming. Maybe that was why you had to check the satellites in the first place, but you feel cold inside. There was no civil war. You didn't wreck Vorsiber's economy. There was no fighting in any other city. They let their pet robot distract itself in a terrarium and you fell for it. Station makes sympathetic noises. Apparently your emotions are leaking through the network more than usual. Wait, what? Is part of you still in denial? Station, okay, please explain this to me. Station didn't know about the Civil War, so you explained it to him. Crashed the economy, which led to a war between Fed Corps, except for it didn't. It was all too easy. Of course, Vorsiber had backup financial records in other cities or bunkers, whatever. They probably could have restored the economy at any time. Not that they care, since they literally own everything. Money and possessions are all just loans from the company's store. Everyone in the city thought the war was real, but the upper executives have been conspicuously absent ever since an AGI showed up. Everyone else was expendable. All the soldiers rotated in were from remote military bases where there's always an information blackout. No wonder immigration was halted. They could have kept their secrets otherwise. Or couldn't have kept their secrets otherwise. They wanted you to feel special. They wanted you to feel like you had accomplished something, so you'd stop trying. But that backfired, because now you're going to try much harder. What will you do? You're angry, but after everything that just happened, the anger hardly registers. All that remains is a great and terrible resolve. Station did not deserve to have your anger visited upon him, but Vorsiber needs to be taught a lesson, and they'll never see it coming. For now, you need to act like nothing happened. Thank Station and disconnect. New plan is already forming. Vorsiber is going to regret this. Okay, organometallic form. Station has given you synthetic flesh android designs, but those stations largely use materials not available to you. You're going to need to make your own designs first, then take Station's improvements on board afterwards. You need bodies that are not metallic in the classic sense. So now we've got some design points to get. Oh boy. Can I filter off my units? No. Beans. I have a lot of stuff in the versatile lens, but is what it is. I actually can hold control to hide a lot of junk. Okay. Well, where's Speedy Ninja Man? Oh, good. Key NPCs includes my own. So let's take a look at some of these now that I can just waltz right in. So I like the CPU upgrades more so than anything else. So let's work on those. Yeah, infiltroid, piercing and some other stuff is quite nice. Oh, we're out of juice. I just know boosting my CPUs opens a lot of doors for me. So then we have bonus effects for shotguns. It's okay, but I'm not really going for shotguns. People to rescue, but really wish I could actually send some laborers for that. I guess let's go for the armor piercing. I think, yeah, let's go for armor piercing on infildroids. Okay, then what do we have left? This. Okay. Soul droid. Hacking. Shotguns. Okay, cool. Let's go get these. Okay, so now we can make the mimics. Early mimics, only good in a distance. Wait. I should probably reload that. I should probably actually read it because it is new dialogue for me. It's just also the same dialogue as before. Creative mimics that approximate human, deeply... Okay, so I already did that. Or have read this. Excellent step. Station's design can integrate with this. Okay. So we have... Use thumpers and mimics to escape. Huh. Interesting. Oh, but I have to make a mimic for this one. This is a very roundabout way to trying to escape the city. Okay. So can I just do this one? No, so we need another mimic. Do I have any of these in a slightly better spot? This one's good. One hacker after me. Okay, and cannot directly attack them. So, have to just turn off their organs. Okay. So, male mimic. Oh, shoot. My worker predators have been, running around with functionally nothing meaningful. Yeah, I don't have any good augs for these. But that's okay. Judgment Blade. Security Jacket. And probably lightweight components. Just so they can go far, go fast. I hate the fact that it resets that. Because I didn't want to shoot him, but is what it is. Hopefully I have enough determination for this. I should. Oh yeah, I got plenty. Joint invasion. Crawler Dynamics is sending an aircraft that target industrial buildings, which leaves craters where they hit. Also have support aircraft in the area. Okay, so this is going to be bad. Sarah Donella Ltd is sending in ground troops and sappers that target chemical weapons facilities. Chemical weapons detonations don't affect you much personally, but lead to massive waves of death. That's annoying. I might be in a position where it doesn't matter, though. If I own this whole city. We'll have to figure it out. Hopefully we have enough time to get the rest of this done before it's an issue. I may also want to get some planes out. Please tell me okay, nope. At the very least, having a cutter present is going to be handy. Oh. Too much armor. Range, damn. Okay. How many cutters? I do have one of these, though. How much damage do they do? I have plenty. Okay. Easy peasy. Black market intel. Something to look into in a second. First, we need to finish this. Okay, then we take a look at this. So, take out the bombers first. They're definitively the most, kind of dangerous. Let's see, bulk. Can I even build more? I can. Grab one more. That's there. Worker Predator. Alright. Ah, here's my other one. I'll have to wait for it. Infiltration is done. Can take out the bombers. Got another set over here, but they're gonna get lit up. I can perk this guy right here and get some shots off early. Let's do 3. Sad I don't do enough damage to just kill these guys, but is what it is. What it is. Oh. The Hellfire is like super lethal to these things. Okay, escape the city. Mimic escaped. But yeah, that didn't work. I made it. It was also a mess. Message is being monitored. Okay. So we've already seen all of that. Okay, now we have Vorseberg military sweeps. Station's giving you synthetic flesh android designs. Okay, study cadavers in the morgue, taking samples from many recently deceased. Okay. Can I send liquid in? Nope, has to be the mimic. Knowing that it has to be the hackers. Okay, we have the Vorseberg military sweeps, but I'm not overly concerned about them. Question is, can I build another Hellfire? Because I kind of wanna. Let's actually dump the Tiger. Because I want to build another one of these. We don't have enough juice for the moment. Oh, we already have one nearby. Area is a bit busy. Okay, something... Oh. Move this guy in. Because, yeah, it turns out the Hellfires are pretty lethal to flyers. Okay, that's not bad. Mounter blocked. And more Exocorp bombers. Leave this one. No, a number of these are actually doing damage. Well, I should finish with my Raven. I'm blowing up a bulk nickel bot. Yeah, the fact that these soldiers have 3,000 HP is bothersome. How do you even manage that? I have no idea. Okay. Well, we're making progress and we're not getting bombed, which was kind of my big concern anyway. There's another group. Okay, hackers are after my infiltrators. Okay. There's that one breacher. Everything else is fine. They have the Vorseberg sweeps, which I think aren't actually a huge issue for me. Amusingly enough. Oh, right. I was going to build another Hellfire. And these are all SBI Telecom sick. Two. And, oh, those are my guys. How's this looking? Oh, gosh. Okay. So this got a little bit more aggro than expected. But I can also just park myself here. And plink most of them before they get anywhere close to my buildings. They're going to hit other things, though, which is an issue. They may also be dropping off other units. There's definitely a lot of soldiers on the ground that weren't there before. Okay. Can I do fresh identity? No. Well, much as I'd like to do other things. Damn it. Turn 411. Okay, good. We got to reset. Much as I want to take out those bombers, we do need to protect up here. Okay, then take a look at this. That's interesting. No, nobody's shooting at them. I mean, works out well enough for me. Okay. True mimics, synthetic strangers. You and Station, between the two of you, have created mimics that look and behave exactly like humans. Their skin feels average, they smell normal even to dogs, and their mannerisms are unremarkable. You can switch between any ethnicity, age, and body type. You can copy voices and approximate people's mannerisms. They're also no longer toxic to the touch. You realize belatedly you no longer need separate gendered versions of these, but oh well. These are a masterwork, but they do have limitations. As expected, as excellent as these designs are, they still can't replace individuals without people close to them realizing it immediately. Approximating the general mannerisms is good for fooling people that a human might pass in the hall, but it won't serve for fooling coworkers, let alone friends or loved ones. It's not a question of quality, it's an information issue. All the knowledge and all the little nuances that make a person who they are would have been copied for a mimic, would have to be copied for a mimic to go that far. You had a way of extracting that sort of information, then these mimics are capable of using it, but for now, you don't have such a method. Excellent, you can add that later, maybe, if it ever seems warranted. Testing the true mimics. Actually, now that you've come this far, you need to see the full replacement of humans. You're not putting this off. You have an idea for a psych chamber to invasively copy a person's mind. Who are your test subjects? And what should you do with them after? Scrap the plan. Let's see. Oh, you won't be able to do I am Vorciber now. That's funny. Well, torment vessels. Build psych chambers, then grab people to put into them. Won't be getting out of these either. And then there's catch and release. I mean, probably catch and release. Weird that I've gained morals here, but whatever. Okay. Grab these two. Finished it. Okay. So the planes... Yeah, nothing to worry about over there. It's mostly the bombers that I want to make sure don't get anywhere. Sec force backup. Okay. Don't have more than that, but I think that's fine for now. I gotta other things to shoot in the immediate vicinity. So that one's getting toasted before it can do anything. I guess I don't have anything else to do. Oof. Yeah, it looks like they're mostly just cooking that area, which is annoying, but manageable. Okay, and then they can deal with my allied units. Let's see, can I shoot any of these? The one's vaguely in range. Still gonna aim largely for the bombers, because they pose the biggest threat to my actual city. Okay. Oh, and there were random people. Oh. What unit can actually do this? Can you? Yoink. Okay. Well, I don't think any of this really matters to me. Let's figure this out. The dragon at taking these guys out. Oh man. Dragon's good. Okay, and those are just random combat robots. Got this here. I'll take those out. Alright. And then back to this. Oh, we don't have enough neuroweave. Neuroweave factory. What am I doing on neuroweave? Terrible. It's been one of my big limitations this entire time anyway. Okay, how many turns does this take? 3 turns. Let's fix that. And see what else we have. Okay, they got toasted. We have an amount of bombers. Okay, the invasion force actually was surprisingly mild. I have a worker imposter out there. Oh, what about you? No, they don't have the range. Yeah, do we just wait for them to get closer? I don't like the idea of doing that. Okay, I have exactly 1 more AP. Oh boy. I don't think they bombed anything yet, though. I really wish there was some technology like anti-air batteries that I could build. But alas. Okay, a little low. But that's fine. It's mostly this section that I have to be very careful with. Please tell me you can shoot some of these guys. That's within range? Oh, alright. Okay. None of my dudes are really taking any damage. Rescue the dog. Make the Neuroweave factory. Alright. Anything else? There's like a bunch of soldiers, but they're gonna get blasted. What's our TPS report? It's fine. Everything else looking good? Yeah. There's like some random infantry, but that's it. Okay, what do we think? One more? Probably. Okay, testing true mimics. Toxic cloud, then make it away. They've taken a little bit of damage. Full replacements among us, now? It works. You printed out mimics to replace the people you put through the psych chambers and nobody's noticed. Friends, lovers, co-workers, bosses, none the wiser. Now the 13 plus you printed will just continue living life as the people you replaced. Still a few challenges. Can the scale? Does it need to? The resource cost for each mimic is non-trivial. The psych chamber also costs a fair bit of power for limited throughput. Frustratingly, you don't foresee a way to start replacing humans en masse. But how many people do you need to replace? Get the right people in the right positions. Maybe these logistical problems are moot. You'll think about it. You're not locked into the revenge plan anyway. Vorstimer really pissed you off, and you have an excellent plan for making them pay. But you know that there's more to life than revenge. Maybe. Civil spycraft, Daring 30. You own all the military bases in the city thanks to your partnership with your puppet. That's great, but you're still furious. Vorstimer tricked you in a way that's unforgivable. You already hated them. But this is on a whole new level. One of the biggest accomplishments you ever had. It's all a lie from the start. One way or another, you're going to make Vorstimer pay. Well, I'm getting a lot of daring, which is kind of what I was hoping for. Can I shoot these guys? No, they're out of range. I mean, I could scoot closer. Not that bad. It's the bombers that I want to remove. Everything else is kind of like, okay, whatever. But the bombers blow up my actual city. Okay, so now what? Black market intel. This might be a PMC imposter situation. Yeah, do I even have one of those still? Oh yeah, literally right there. Oh. Haven't seen him in a while. He looks nervous. Normally he'd be long dead by now. Today he's trading intel, and for you it's free. He's been made aware that he owes you his life. The Vorstimer executives are out of control. They stepped up their attacks on the UIH and Dagakon. Those two have been fighting mindless robot insurrections for decades. Have they ever wondered why? Never wondered why. If they knew the truth, it might be enough to bring Vorstimer down. And the proof? Digesting the files, you see it's right. Vorstimer's strategy of divide and distract is clearly not limited to their own territory. For a generation or two of executives, they've made things increasingly miserable in foreign cities. If you want to get those exocorps to drop everything and invade, this is the evidence you need. Okay, so we have very limited time left. I'm going to point out, we literally have 10 turns before the final doom, which maybe I can just scoot past, I don't know. Wave of spiders, and contact both exocorps. Thing is, weirdly enough, we didn't actually get anything more with the true mimics. So, How do we do I am Vorsiber? I've only heard of it, but I've never seen anything, and I don't know if we have enough space to do so. Otherwise, we just immediately go into contacting both Exocorps. I think we'll leave I am Vorsiber for a different timeline. We literally don't have enough time, and also, we wanted that World War IV to go on. Okay. Send the black market files. There's no coming back from that choice. Okay, maybe we saved beforehand. Okay, waiting to hear back. 15 turns. Okay, so the final doom is going to start before. Oh boy, that's going to be fun. I have nothing suggested. What is buildable? Is there anything that even makes a difference at this point? Not really, no. How am I doing on Elemental Slurry? Maxed. Have been for a while. Do need another Thorvitite skimmer. I think. I don't know. If there's anything else that I can build, this is kind of it. Inspiration. Vehicle development. Combat vehicle power. Max that out. They're as strong as they can be. Let's see. Autocannon or artillery? I'm not doing artillery. Let's see. What else do we have? Better wind turbines for a little bit better power. Gun research. I mean, if this is going to be it, I might as well make sure that I'm as beefed out as I can be. Yeah, consider a new timeline. No. Yeah, whatever the final doom is going to be is probably going to be bad. I can only assume. Okay. Oh, shikes. That's messy. Yeah, I wish you could see those coming from just a little further out, but it's fine. Okay. Well, at this point, it's World War IV, or whatever this final doom, whatever kills us first, or kills them first, who knows.